Welcome, my dear students, to part 2 of Module 4, Lesson 1, Operations on Function. This video is exclusive for Grade 10 Elite Math students, and I welcome you to this session for Term 1. Today's learning objective would be to find composition of functions. So, in today's session, you will be looking at composite functions. You will be finding the value of composite functions. And before we go on further, a humble reminder, a kind request to subscribe to the channel if you're watching the videos, liking the content, and also to share it with many of your friends who will find it useful. So welcome, and let's begin with the video. Okay, so let's understand the composite functions and how we find them. So a composite function, first of all, you should know the definition. It uses the results of one function to evaluate a second function. That means there are two functions, fx and gx, that are given to you, and you find the composition of function. How do you write it? You write f o g of x or g of fx. Okay, so for these two functions you write the composition, and it is defined by this expression. Now there is a condition. Suppose f and g are functions such that the range of g is a subset of the domain of f. So range of g means gx is a subset of domain of f. So the domain of the function f. So the result of g. So x, if is input in the domain of g, the result is the range of g, which is gx. So this gx is a subset of domain of f. This is the condition, very important. If this condition is true, only then the composite function fog of x is defined, and then you apply the function f over it, so f of gx. So you can say in a way gx is substituted onto f of x. So in function f you put the value of g of x, substitution. So composition function involves substitution of one function onto the other function, and this is how you denote the composite function. How do you read it? F o g x or f composite function gx. So let's solve one question using ordered pairs, and that will make the concept easy for you. So two functions are given, f and g. You have to find the f of gx composite function and g of fx composite function. Now the function f and g are given to you in ordered pair. These pairs 1, 2, 3, 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So let's first draw these functions. So f is going from domain to range. What are the points here in the domain? What are the points in the range? So the first x coordinate gives domain. So 1, 10, 0, 9. 1, 10, 0, 9. Now I have not written them in ascending or descending order. I am writing them as it is. But the important thing is that 1 goes to 12. 10 goes to 11. 0 goes to 13 and 9 goes to 7. So when I'm going to draw the function, I will take 1 to 12, 10 to 11, 0 to 13, 9 to 4. So this is domain of f, this is range of f. This is how the function is written. So the first point is 1, 12, 10, 11, 0, 13 and 9, 7. So ordered pair is written in this form. I hope this is easy and understood by all of you. In a similar way, you could do it for G also. Let's do G of, now, domain to range. So first I will write the domain input, then I will write the range output. So what are the points? 4, 5, 13, 12, 4, 5, 13, 12 and 1, 0, 9, 10. So I know my function is going to go in this form. Okay, now that both functions are ready, we are ready to solve our question. So first we need to find FOGX. In part A, we are going to do that. So FOGX by definition is F function, and inside F function you substitute GX. So let's come to GX. What are the points in GX? 4, 5, 13, 12. So at these points we are going to find the function value. So at 4, 5, 13 and 12. We are finding the value. I hope it is clear how I selected. I'll repeat quickly. So FOGX means f of gx. So we have to take the points of gx. Gx is inside. So what are the domain? 4, 5, 13, 12. So we are calculating this function at these 4 points. Now, g of 4. G of 4 is 1, G of 5 is 0, G of 13 is 9, and G of 12 is 10. So I can write G of 4 is 1, G of 5 is 0, G of 13 is 9, and G of 12 is 10. So this is coming from the function. So therefore, because this is given to you, you can now fill the boxes. So this is 1, and now f of 1. F of 1 means it is going to 12. Answer is 12. F of g of 5 means f of 0 going to 13. F of 7 going to this, and f of 10 is going where? 11. So the 4 points that will come in f of g would be 4, 5, 13, 12. And where is 4, 5, 13 and 12 going? Now we are writing FOG function from domain to range. So it is going to 12, 13, 7 and 11. So the function will go from 4 to 12, 5 to 13, 13 to 7 and 12 to 11. So therefore these are the 4 ordered pair. So I hope drawing the figure, drawing the function helped you in understanding these questions using ordered pairs well. Let's do part B where we find GOF of x. Okay, so now we find g of f of x. So by definition, this is g of fx. So inside f function will be substituted. So what are the points? 1, 10, 0 and 9 in the domain. So we will put 1, 10, 0 and 9. So what is f of 1? It is g of 12. G of 12 is 10. How do you get it? From this point. Then g of f of 10 is f of 10 means 11. So g of 11 is how much? 11 is going nowhere, so not defined. Nothing. 11 is not a part of domain of g, so it is not defined. Let's go to f of 10. F of 10 is 11. Then g of 13. G of 13 is 9. F of 0 is 13. And then g of f of 9, 9 goes to f of 9 goes to 7, and g of 7 is again not defined. So we can say 11 and 7 are not in the domain of GOF, so it is undefined for 11 and this. Only there are 2 points, this one and this one. So 1 and 0 are in the domain, 10 and 13 are in the 10 and 9 are in the range. So this is how the function would be defined. In part B, you are asked for the domain and the range. So for the first function, the domain is the x coordinate of the composite function. So you take only the domain points. The range is the y coordinate. So you take the points. For this one, the domain is only the x coordinate 0 and 1, and range is 9 and 10. This is how you find domain and range and solve question on composite function. Let's do one more question in the next slide. Okay, so let's solve this question now. I'm going to do 3a for you, 3b would be your homework. So for this, the function is given in the form of ordered pair. Let's draw the diagram of domain to range so that it's easy for you to look at the solution without any mistake. So first, the point in the domain is 3, -1, 4 and 10. So x coordinate gives you the domain and y coordinate gives you the range. So we have put all the points. Now the function is going, 3 is going to -2, -1 is going to -5, 4 is going to 7, 10 is going to this one. Now we'll similarly draw for g from domain to range, g function here, the domain, range here. So if you put the points for g, the domain is x coordinate 4, 2, 9, 3, range is y coordinate 3, -1, 4, 10. So 4 is going to 3, 2 is going to -1, 9 is going to 4, 3 is going to 10. Okay, now let's find f of gx, which is found by substituting gx inside the function x. So that means we need to go at g and look at the domain. So we will calculate at the points 4, 2, 9 and 3. So f of g of 4, f of g of 2, f of g of 9 and f of g of 3. Okay, these values. So where is g of 4 going? It is going to 3. So f of 3, 2 is going to -1, going to 4, going to 10. So let's go to function f now. Where is 3 going? It is going to -2, -5, 7 and 8. So very easy question. So now you can write your FOG as the coordinates 4 going to -2. So that's the first point. 2 going to -5. That's the second point. 9 going to 7 and 3 going to 8. So these are FOG. Similarly, you can find GOF. GOF will come out to be your coordinates. For g of f, we have to find g o f of x. So f of x will be substituted, means 3, -1, 4 and 10. So g of f of 3, g of f of -1, g of f of 4 and g of f of 10. Okay, so f of 3 is g of -2. This is g of -5, g of 7 and g of 8. But if you look carefully, -2, -5, 7 and 8, these are not in the domain of g. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 points which are different. So g of -2, g of -5, g of 7 and g of this are all undefined. They are not a part of the domain. Undefined. So can we say g of f of x exists? No, it does not exist. So the domain and range in this case will be empty set. Empty means it does not have anything. So domain and range both are empty as the points are undefined. However, for this one, the domain are these 4 points. The range are these 4 points. So you can write domain as 4, 2, 9, 3 and range as -2, -5, 7 and 8. Now you may write them in ascending order also. So let's check your answer, and similarly you'll do 3B question. Now I'm going to show you the final answer for guided practice. For 3A, this is the answer, which is the same as what we got. And for 3B, this is the answer. Do check your answer, solve question 3A and type in the comment section if you have any queries or questions. That completes today's video. Coming up next on my channel would be module 4 lesson 2, inverse relations and functions. That will be part 1 video coming up very soon. So if you don't want to miss that video, make sure you subscribe and you also press the bell icon so that you are notified of all my upcoming new videos as soon as I upload them. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up and share with your friends who will also find it useful. Until then, this is Ms. Ruchika signing off from today's session. See you in my next video. Bye students.